And so Tossy really felt his speech the same he did 2 years ago. Love me to make my channel shit's for sure. It's legendary drops in chat. Exactly, yeah. The thing is that I do think that if you are at least average intelligence and you're motivated and you work hard, you will outperform 99% of everybody else. That's my opinion. You will totally outperform them. They will not even come close. And the reason why is because people are stupid. They're stupid, they're lazy, and they don't put any effort into anything. Yeah, you're done, chat? Exactly, yes. And so all you need to do is put in effort and try. All you need to do is try, and that's it. Nepotism is so big now.
Nepotism.
There will be a person who you don't know their name today, but you will know their name in a year from now because they don't listen to you. Because they're going to do it anyway, and they will succeed where you have rationalized failing. And that will be true every single
Where am I going?
Winners win and losers lose. That's it. Don't forget luck. Almost everybody gets lucky in some circumstances. Being able to capitalize and take advantage of that luck is something different.
That's true.
So yeah, it's that simple. You talk a lot. Other many streamers have a lot of dead air where basically nothing happens. Yeah, because they're boring. They're boring and lazy. Like, do you think that, like, like, again, I talk a lot off stream too, right? I mean, generally. But
well, it helps when you have a chat.
This
like
is something
his.
that I've cultivated and tried to do. Like, it's not like I've invented this, right? I mean, that's it. And once again, please stop telling Depores how to play the game. Yeah, sure. But anyway, just try. Just put in a lot of effort into anything, and you will outperform almost everybody else. That's it. This is way funnier than it should be, but on a serious note, whales are extremely smart, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have some kind of empathy. Humpback whales had interrupted over 100 orca hunts, and nobody knows why.
I don't know what this is.
Because fuck them. That's why. Fuck them, yeah, because they feel like it. No, fish are assholes. They're huge assholes. I don't even know what this is.
You can get mad at fish.
Yeah, that's exactly. Like, that's just what they do, man. They kill their babies. Yeah, of course. They're fucking animals. You can sniper a helicopter pilot? Wait, what?
Taking a hot minute.
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Yeah, there it is. I presume streaming successfully is extremely difficult. It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, doing anything, this is the reality, is that doing anything competitively can become difficult. Like, checkers isn't a hard game, or Connect 4 isn't a hard game, but if you're playing against somebody who's really good at it, it will be. So when you're competing against other people,
what the fuck was holding?
You're always going to be having to rise to the challenge of those other people's behavior. It takes work ethic. Yeah, exactly. Everybody plays at different levels. Yeah, exactly. How do you become a successful streamer? You have to be entertaining. Entertain people, make yourself funny, and do things that people want to watch.
Have a target.
Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could not imagine that you ever being lazy on stream, talking to your audience nonstop. Well, I mean, I am sometimes, right? I mean, like, I think, like, right now, the effort that I'm putting into my stream, if I were to grade my effort right now, I would give myself a 4 out of 10. Really. Like, that's honestly, like, if I were to grade myself with my effort, a 4. Like, I used to be a 6 because of the stuff with my mom, with my dad. That's nerf. It's been a big nerf, and it's been hard to overcome that. But yeah, that's I would say I'm at a 4, right? And 4 out of 10. It's all relative. Yeah, I could try a lot harder, and I could put a lot more effort into things. But right now, there's just too many external pressures, and it's hard for me to do. So yeah, it's that simple. Dance, monkey, dance. Nobody cares if you don't dance. No one will watch you. Best advice for you. Exactly. Yeah. People get too emotionally attached to themselves, and they make a huge mistake. And I saw this already yesterday. Asmongold gets it.
Okay. So we're gonna go into this reaction to my denim.
So Ethan, we'll get to the very end of it.
what that is? Obstruction.
What the fuck?
Aspen Gold gets it.
Spoilation up, and so let's continue with the stuff. I was glad, like, what was really cool about the video, that Aspen was, like, genuinely interested in the legal aspects, and I feel like I'm teaching you guys in chat firsthand, but, like, Aspen's actually getting educated now, so, like, he's able to...
That's true. I was going to go to law school after I finished business school. And I was. That was my plan. So I could scam people legally. That was my master plan.
Be a better presenter on these topics.
Yeah, great.
And so hopefully I can go into more deep topics and stuff like that and talk about these sort of
I'm not seeing any.
So yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun to see other streamers talking about this. So yeah, we'll get into it.
I like this curio.
Yeah, I love the videos. I think they're fucking great. Absolutely. Of course you would. Yeah, it's the only reason. It wasn't for any other reason besides that. I just wanted to know how to do that. The reason why pickpockets are prevalent in Italy, I have no idea. And let's see if I can find this here. And I'll go through a few more of these codes because I have missed a lot of these so far. I wanted to go to school to be an accountant specifically, know how to cook the books and get away with it. Well, the thing is that cooking the books and doing that as an accountant.
Jesus.
There are
time.
there are accounting strategies that you can use that are gap strategies that reallocate funds and make, but like again, you can do that and it works on your taxes, but it will not work on an acquisition. Like if you own a company and your company's worth like, I don't know, $20 million, they will be able, like they're gonna figure that out, right? And so, like, just go work for the cartel? Well, I mean, in general, like, that's it. There's a lot of exploits in accounting.
With
Yeah, of
arcane
course,
magic
right?
causing his words to
You
potentially
only get away
grant
with
the
it for so
party a buff
long.
based on
Well,
what
no, it's not
was
getting away
spoken.
with it.
I don't like
It's that you're recalibrating losses
Anything
and
above
money
20%
in
will help
different
cause a grand
locations.
trigger
I think that's very
percentage,
normal.
Reducing the lead's attack.
And so,
casting
yeah,
potential killing
that's
the
what I'm really
target
trying to get.
when
Numbers don't lie. Lawyers can. Yeah, exactly. There's exploits in everything. Of course there is.
Versus
That's
speed.
just
I
the
don't
way
like
it is with
versus
everything.
speed.
I mean, it's normal.
Because
But,
it's
yeah,
fun,
that's at
blah,
least
blah,
how I
blah,
see it. That's
seems
how I've always
to
looked at it.
scaling tools,
No, I think that's what makes sense.
party members
Would you ever show your
Sorry,
Magic
it's
Gathering
10
decks?
times
Maybe
the
one
song,
day, yeah.
but-
You don't even need to scan. There's legal ways to take
Stand up.
advantage. Well, there is.
Gathering
And
transmissions, gathering
not
tools
only
to
are there
help
legal
identify
ways to take advantage of taxes, but there's even a word for it. It's the difference between tax avoidance versus tax evasion. Tax avoidance is using unethical, unethical usage of the tax code in a way that's beneficial for yourself. Tax evasion is literally not following the tax code. So one of them is illegal, the other one is not illegal. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. But tax avoidance is totally legal. And so, yeah, there you go. Let me go back. I'll see if we can find any more of these. But I think I've already seen them. I'll go back over and look at some of this other stuff, too.
I don't mind that.
What do you mean unethical? Well, like, for example, like if you're writing off your taxes in a way that is disingenuous, like, for example, you are depreciating an asset in a way that is inaccurate,
Skip bots.
but it's still allowed. Like, for example, like there are a lot of assets that have like defined depreciation points, but the depreciation points are antiquated and they're not accurate for like what the current technology is. And so that would be like one example that I could use. Like I could give like I don't know a lot more of them because I'm only like I know probably 3% of like accounting and tax code stuff. Like I would say that I know 3% out of 100%. So think about how much somebody who knows 50%. And I would say also nobody knows 100%. Even the best tax accountants in the world still specialize in certain fields where they are very close to 100%. But that's it. Yeah, anyway, let's see here. Oh yeah, look at this, though. This shit is crazy.
This is where the worst of the worst gangsters in El Salvador are incarcerated with no hope of ever being released. Some of them serving sentences of up to 800 or 900 years.
Get them in
for the
there
most
like
horrific
cattle.
crimes imaginable. This
Yep.
is where
Here's your take of the spoils!
plans to send the worst gangsters in some of America's prisons
Yes!
I'm out of
for the
range!
rest of their days.
Yes!
Yes, John. Yes, John.
Been waiting on this for a while.
in their cells. But in this prison, the new system is in place where gang officers, MS-13, barrels, have been all put together.
Yep, they put them right together, right there next to each other. You want to be lifelong, fucking enemies, or you're going to stand next to each other. And if you have any problems, it's going to kill you. That's it. Yep.
Bank line.
Yeah, they got them. They got them in there like sardines, yep.
The only exercise we do.
Pretty sure they don't kill anyone. Surely.
For half an hour, they're allowed out of themselves with regimented calisthenics and etc. Literally, probably the most miserable aerobic class I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. That's right.
We're doing hundreds of hundreds before we reach the
Yeah, I wonder why.
Lord knows what they're thinking. What they think all day. But the man who has to decide what the class is, and it's going to pay hundreds of people into a place forever. So that millions of people can use it. It's quite
Hit them.
No, it's not. You put it in the case. They should be lucky they're alive. They should be thanking God. Thank God you haven't been harvested
Nothing?
for your organs. You should be saying thank you so much for not harvesting me for my organs and turning me into some kind of human battery and forcing me into labor until I die. Because that's what they used to. I think this is very nice. This is very, very generous. We supply the mass. Well, we gave them the mass so they don't get sick. When do we start harvesting them? When it's full. Yeah, when they run out of space, then they'll do it. They treat humans like animals, so why should we treat them differently? Exactly.
No.
Yeah, I don't even. There's no dilemma here. If you think that there's a dilemma, then I want these people to be near you, and we'll see what happens. That's it. There's no dilemma. It's only a dilemma for weak-minded people. There's no dilemma at all. Anyone feeling bad for them? They see the mother speak on how her daughter was murdered by them. Yeah, there it is. Act like an animal, get put in the cage. They put themselves in. They certainly did. Absolutely. All I see is free organ donors. Yep. And in my opinion, I think that's totally fine. You want to act like an animal? You're going to get harvested. Too bad. I know I sound crazy. That's because it's
I'm out of range.
Yep. That's it. Chat cooking. I know. They should have schools. Yeah, that's right. It's not really crazy. I don't think that it is. And I will say this. I actually don't think that I am a crazy person. I think that the world is crazy. And I'm the only
I'm
person.
not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. I'm not crazy.
Reformation of criminals should never be discussed
What's up,
before
Kyle?
the safety of people is assured.
What's
True.
up, Cal?
That's a guarantee.
Cal?
I'm going all out.
What's up, Kyle?
Okay. XQC. Destiny was talking about. Let me see if I can find a clip. Yeah, this is it.
Destiny, probably a dumb question, but how did Mr. Asmongold blow up into a political influencer MAGA dude? I swear the last memory I have was him doing lazy reaction videos. You know what
I
politics...
still do those. No, I still do those.
What the fuck is
It's kind
up
of like,
with
because
this?
everything is like everything else in the universe. Politics is kind of like LLMs, okay? So Asmongold
Yep.
is a pretty, when I say somebody's a smart person, Asmongold is a pretty smart person. And that he's like a good LLM that can parse stuff and then give you like interesting takes on things and can reasonably sort through stuff to give you it, just like that, you know, like an intelligent person going through stuff. But the same,
Yeah, so true. I completely agree. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely.
Now we need web.
Yep, for sure.
I need web.
100%. I completely agree with him. Yep, video over. Case closed, guys.
limitations that exist with LLMs also exist with people
Fucker.
that do online politics, and that if the data set is dog shit, then the answers are dog shit. So the problem you run into is people like Asmongold are above average intelligent people,
Jesus.
but they get tricked by their own intelligence, and they think that intelligence is a substitute for factual correctness, and they assume that they can just sort through a plethora of information and come to the correct conclusion without taking the time to sanitize the information that they are deriving their opinions from, basically, is the issue. So Asmongold has always been kind of like a logical thinker, smart dude, play video games, huge audience from there, and so people would like to hear his takes on things, but the problem is he's absolutely epistemically retarded. He doesn't know how to discern, like, a good piece of information from a bad piece of information, but if you give him a bunch of bullshit information, he
And neither does any of us. That's the reason why I'm so good at predicting what people are going to do in this right now. Because you want to call me retarded. There's a lot of people who are retarded. That's the issue. This is the thing. I'm a retard whisperer. I can see it.
Retard whisperer.
Brought together in a way that is entertaining and
Yeah,
sure. Logical. Valid but not sound maybe.
I think this is the closest thing I'm ever going to get to a compliment from Destiny. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yes, anyway, no, obviously if there's something I don't know, obviously it's going to make it harder for you to make a decision on something. Yeah, sure. Yeah, definitely don't take it first read. Yeah, that's good enough. And it's that simple. I think that in general, this happens with everybody where like somebody doesn't know something about something for whatever reason, and then after they learn that, it changes their viewpoint on it. And I think that's the same with anyone. In general, though, I feel like the other big problem is that I think that if you want to predict the way that people will react to things, knowing everything about a topic doesn't help you do that. Because really, most people are dumb. And so they're not going to be making decisions based off of the same parameters that you are. Because like you know this, that, and the other thing. But a lot of people just see something and they're like, okay, if A, then B, right? It's literally that simple. And so that's the way I see it. You said you're above intelligent, but also retarded. That seems like a super narcissistic thing to say. That's because you don't speak internet. Like, I know exactly what he's trying to say. It makes perfect sense. If anybody's been on the internet for as long as I have, or he has, I know exactly what he's trying to say. And so that's it. People use emotion first and logic last. Yes, exactly. I don't really, as I said, I don't take anything like personal, really. I very rarely do. And so anyway, let's go back over. I will watch. So this is the response. This is the Destiny response. Where did it go? Or this was actually talking about. There we go. Talking about me, obviously.
There's the right, there's the left. Okay. But not any on the right is a megatard.
Always so low.
Left is all victars.
Yeah.
Guys, Asmongold is a progressive, buddy. Asmongold is left leaning. Like, are you okay? The problem is that these days, people say that you're a right-wing Andy. If you're just a left-leaning person,
You're a national socialist? There's a lot of people on the internet that call me that, but they have the abbreviation instead.
because the left is gone further up on the needle, on the chart, and most people that say that they're are living left are actually just radicalized far left.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. People are far left radical.
He's right.
Actually, far left. And if you're not a far left, they call you right wing. Because
He's right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, because they're stupid. Why do they do it? Because they're dumb.
And otherwise,
Yep.
if you're not
That, bro.
left
Absolutely.
overall, and you're leaning, you're a mega target. It's the new skill.
Yeah, sure.
Do that, my bro.
Yeah, this is the new world. This is the new skill.
He's a pretty smart person. He's like a good LLM that can parse stuff and then give you like.
Yeah, no, I think that's really what it is, and I feel like again, it's very weird for me to hear people call me right wing or something, when like all I need to do is find Democrat politicians like Bernie Sanders or Nancy Pelosi that are saying the same things that I'm saying generally. I mean, the putting the bottom 2% of society in jail, that's not really a very progressive policy, but in a way I think it kind of is, right? Because it's for the greater good. It's for the greater good, it's to help the most people. And so that's it. None of us should agree with the guy who sucked a dick live on stream. I don't think it's a big deal. If you want to suck a dick on stream, that's fine with me. I don't care about that. Why would I care about if somebody sucks a dick? Yeah, well, really? I don't even, that's not even on my radar. Yeah, so 98% from progress? Yeah, exactly. I see the prevalence of extreme left with the saw it as a marker for success because super stupid left-wing ideas can only exist in society where you don't have anything to worry about.
No.
Yeah, I think that's true too. And that's why the majority of
What the
people
fuck
that
are
push
these
them
sausages?
are, again, people that are upper middle class and you know, it's upper middle class white girls that are pushing this primarily.
Oh, they're in the next room.
Democratic primary voters, 16% would support Buttigieg. That's the highest of any candidate. Wow. Pete Buttigieg.
I don't believe it. I think that's just a poll number. I can't see that happen.
Well, okay, but wait. 16%. Black voters, 0. Zero. You don't usually see 0 anywhere.
Democrat frontrunner has 0% black support.
What is that?
Wow. Damn. Why is that?
0's low. For who? For Buttigieg. Explain that. I mean, why do black voters have this? I mean, he's a nice guy.
Who knows? Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Yeah, he's under-indexing a little bit with black voters, yeah.
A little. What is that all about?
He doesn't move us. I respect the man. I've interviewed him before. Very nice man, highly intelligent, but
It's so funny how everybody knows, but nobody says it. It's so obvious.
you gotta be able to move us, bro. He doesn't move us.
Yep.
Well, you can speculate as to why that is. I'm not going there. He doesn't move us.
Sure,
Democratic
yeah,
primary
talking
voters.
around it, bro. It's the elephant in the room. It sure is. And, wow, just saying, he not gonna say it, bro. They not gonna say it. It's so obvious. Can you explain I'm not American? Oh, it's because he's gay. Yeah. Because he's gay. That's the reason why. It's a gay white guy. Not gonna vote for him. Yep. There we go. You wait, really? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why. It's pretty obvious, right? I mean, who trying to make this complicated? But there it is. And so what's this here? Just that? That's retarded?
I need a target.
Bro, you are thinking that being gay is seen as normal in a lot of the world. You think that being trans is being seen as normal in a lot of the world. You gotta open your mind up. You gotta look, again, like, I'm fine with it. I don't care about it. But you've gotta see reality. You've gotta look at reality. The majority of people in the world are generally not cool with this. They're not okay with this at all. Like, almost every major religion is not cool with this and not okay with this at all. And so that's really what's going on. But this is in the U.S., right? Yeah, it's in the U.S. You really think that people don't believe this? Yeah, like, I'm telling you, that's what's going on. What does it matter if he likes dick or not? Because people think it's weird, and they don't like it. That's it. That's the beginning, the middle, and the end.
I'm out of range.
He gay. That's it. Like, yeah, I don't know what you want me to say about this. It's statistics. Yeah. So it matters. It matters to people if they think it does. And it doesn't matter, like, whether you think that, ooh, you shouldn't be able to do that. Well, they do it. They do it. That's it. And people just playing Destiny for sucking dick 4 minutes ago. Ooh, yes, there it is.
Motherfucker.
That's right. There's so many people living in their own bubble, shocked to see it. You gotta understand that the influencer culture that you're consuming content in on a regular basis online is the fact, like, that's not normal reality. Being okay with a random Joe on the street being gay has a different weight to it than the head of a head policymaker of the country being gay. Yeah, people think that if you're gay, there's something wrong with you. If you're trans, there's something wrong with you. So because so many people think that, and this is especially true in other countries, like in the U.S., it's not as true. But in a lot of other countries, there is. I'm not. Look, I don't give a fuck what other people do. I've always said this. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm willing to work with people that are crazy if they can help me get what I want. But my point is that a lot of people believe this. A lot of people think this. And a lot of people publicly accept, but silently resent their inclusion in politics, social media, and media in general. If you can't see that, you're not looking for it. And worse than that, you're trying to not see it. That's it. Being gay and acting gay are different? Nope, it's not. Not for some people. I'm telling you guys, like, it's actually that simple. There's nothing wrong with being black, but a lot of people thought, it for a long time for Obama, so the same thing. There are a lot of white people that will not vote for somebody because they're black. There's a lot of Hispanic people that will not vote for somebody because they're black. Do I need to say what would happen with China? So, Obama wasn't openly gay? You're right. Yeah, of course, right. He didn't say that. No, that's a good point. And so my point is that because tribalism, and so denial is ignorance and bliss, and so that's really that's the point, right? And China, they wouldn't even make it on the ballot. No, exactly. And so some religions won't reform Western society, so that's going to happen. The question: chatters don't understand the real world. Go outside. Yeah, there's too many chatters that live in a Western media bubble, and because of the Western media bubble that they exist in, they end up confusing themselves and fucking themselves over and deluding themselves into thinking that their viewpoints are delusional. So half the country voted for Obama because Obama is half of both race. That's a good one. I think that Obama's race did play a huge role in how people voted for him. Absolutely. Of course. It's delusional to say otherwise. It's the same reason with Kamala Harris. It's the same reason with Hillary Clinton being a woman.
What the fuck is with these fucking bats?
Yeah, are you gay if you only have sex with yourself? Would you agree that femboys are not technically gay? Look, bro, just do whatever you want, okay? If you like femboys, go ahead. I don't need to fucking justify. I think it's because the way these people are defending and protecting on social media, they think they transfers that to the real world. Yeah, exactly. And I think that also, and this is something that I've heard from multiple minority friends that I've had when I've had conversations about this. And so, again, this is an anecdotal evidence thing, but those of you guys that are minorities, who, you know, like maybe, it's impossible to say because it's like just literally a chat, but I've had multiple people tell me that one of the reasons why a lot of minorities don't like these identity groups is because, and again, they're speaking for themselves, is that they view that these identity groups have effectively found a way to co-opt the legitimate disenfranchisement or the legitimate like struggles that their actual minorities have gone through in culture, like for example black people or whatever, or like another race of people,
can't even skin these
and they've co-opted that.
That's
and they've
bullshit.
managed to take it for themselves. So they've effectively, like, there's this system and this apparatus that's made to, you know, effectively fix long-standing, like, financial inequalities or something like that. They're abusing it, right? Yeah, they're effectively abusing it whenever they shouldn't be. And so that's what I've heard a number of people who I've talked to that are minorities about this say. They don't all think that, I'm sure, but that's it. So just tribalism?
What the fuck?
I don't know what you want me to call it. They're not wrong in a way? Well, it doesn't matter whether they're wrong or not, because they're still going to make a decision on it. And this is one thing that people don't understand, is that just because you disagree with somebody's viewpoint doesn't mean that they can't have it. You know how the extremes make it a norm? Yeah, Dave Chappelle talked about this? Maybe. But, like, yeah. Anyway, so let's see here. We'll watch the... they had Dr. Phil on, too. Here we go.
Why are you going on these ice raids? I don't understand that. You're a guy who we know for so many years who has been working to put families together.
Look at this shit.
Well, they can't be. He is going to put them together in Argentina.
What the fuck?
In Venezuela. They're all going to be together in Mexico. Yeah, I don't see that. Of course. There's no confusion here.
To bring families who are apart and heal them. And now you're going on raids with people who are literally separating families.
No, they're not.
Explain
that.
That's
bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
Oh man, I never thought Dr. Phil would be based. How did this happen? I never expected this. Oh my god. ICE were healing them? Yes, apparently. Clearly that's what's happening. They're helping them by deporting them. That's smart. Very good idea.
Now you no,
They're not separating families?
No, well, look, if you arrest somebody that's a citizen that has committed a crime or is DUI with the child.
Fucking exactly. Thank you, Dr. Phil. He's cooking. He's completely right.
Child in the back seat, do you think they don't separate that family right then, right there?
But that's not what's going on.
Of course they do.
Of course it is. That's exactly what's going on. You think these people just came over? They didn't know that they weren't supposed to come over?
Look around. Of course,
what you're talking about, I was hearing you in your monologue saying you've got these ICE agents with masks on.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you why they have their mask on. Because we actually have legislators who passed laws about immigration and funded those laws to be executed. They actually pay these agents to go out and do this, and now they're doxing them. They're putting their name, their pictures, their addresses of their families on the internet. They're putting them on telephone poles. So of course they're wearing masks so they don't get outed, so people can do violence against their families.
It's so obvious. How is Dr. Phil the voice of reason here? He knows exactly what the fuck is going on. Of course. Yeah, duh. Of course, absolutely.
The negative actions against ICE agents are up 1,000%.
Wow, 1,000%. I bet that's random.
The last several months, 130% violence against them. And why them? They didn't make the laws.
That's true. He's right. All they're doing is doing their job. They're just doing their job, and they're fulfilling the job that they're given.
They didn't make that law.
These are things that the population voted on.
We got a six-pack?
People are mad about democracy, so they take it out on the lowest people possible in order to punish them for playing along with it.
What are you expecting to do? Just not do their job? If you don't like the law, change it. I don't like that law at all. Change the law.
If you don't like it, why are you going?
Because that is the law.
Well, I like it. I think it's great. I think they should deport every single one of them. I don't care if they have to separate the families or not. There shouldn't be any fucking legal aliens in the country. And I don't even see how this is a controversial viewpoint. Shouldn't have any of them. I love it. Yeah, they need to do it more. Doesn't matter at all. Like, oh, separating the families. Well, you shouldn't have brought them there in the first place. You put your family in this situation by doing something that you knew was wrong. And now we're supposed to be the ones that has to accommodate you? Get the fuck out of here. It's emotional manipulation. It shouldn't be taken seriously at all. Any rational, logical evaluation of this would come to the conclusion that you can't have people illegally coming into the country randomly. And also, any logical and rational evaluation would come to the conclusion that they need to be removed. Of course.
No, I'm just asking. I'm not trying to.
What I'm going on, I've looked at
but
these
I don't like
files.
hunting. I don't go out with hunters, you know.
But they've got 12. No, wait a minute. They've got the ICE agents I've been on. I've seen the files.
Somebody says it's also emotional manipulation that ICE agents should be masked. They shouldn't if they're government officials. I disagree. Yeah, I disagree. If you're worried about it and you're worried about like masked men coming and like kidnapping somebody, then call the police. It's also not emotional manipulation whenever you have tangible data that shows that there's a lot of violence that's happening towards them. It's the same reason protesters are masked. Yeah, every special police unit is masked. Yeah, of course. It makes sense, and this is the same reason why the guys that work at that El Salvador prison are masked too. Let me just go back and just show this real quick. A lot of the reason why these guys are masked is because nothing bad will see. Yeah, there we go. All these guards are masked as well because you can't give these people any degree of any degree of credibility, because they will immediately take control over it and they will attack these people. Wanting to unmask them is dumb. The reason why, here's the thing, the reason why you want to mask them, the reason why people want to unmask the ICE agents is so they can intimidate and scare and assault their families. That's the only reason. It's not because they care about identification. It's not because anything else. It's so they can use these people's identities and then scare them and effectively terrorize their family. Like the ICE agents are doing? Well, no, they're not. They're simply upholding the law. That's the difference, is that what they're doing is legal and what random retards on the internet are doing is not. And if you don't like that, then you can change the law. But last time we voted on it, it sure seemed like more people agreed with me. So just following orders? Yeah, orders that were democratically voted on by the majority, or I guess not a majority, it's a plurality, by the largest amount of people in the country. That's correct. They are following orders, the same as every person in the military is. I know you're going to try to make some parallel to, you know, like fucking Nazis or something like this. I'm sorry, but deporting people and families that are in the country illegally isn't the same as burning Jews alive for being Jews. And it's disrespectful to the Holocaust, it's disrespectful to Jewish people, and it's disrespectful to the nature of what Nazis were to delegitimize and try to turn what they did to be anything even remotely similar to deporting people that are breaking the law. It's not even in the same universe.
Treasure close by.
They've got a rap sheet, 12, 14 different cases long of child predators that they're taking off the street. These are the worst first that they're taking off the streets. Who would want them back in their community?
We all agree with that.
Apparently not.
Hold on, hang on. Answer the question. Who wants those people back in there? These
No one.
are violent criminals.
I keep answering your questions, and you keep saying I'm not answering your questions. Nobody wants that.
No one wants
we all didn't want violent criminals and gangs, but that pivoted to going to Home Depot. You know,
Exactly. Because they're working for under the table wages. They're not supposed to be here, and they broke the law by being here. Well, of course. I don't want illegal aliens at Home Depot that are doing jobs that Americans could do for less money. That's bad. Yeah, of course.
Trump came down the first time from the escalator. He said, you know, the rapists and the criminals, and some,
a lot of them are.
Take a wee
some I assume are good people.
Yes.
The ones standing in front of Home Depot, just looking for an honest day's work, for an honest day's pay, those are the good people, I assume.
No, they're not. In a lot of cases, they are exploiting a system. They are here illegally. They're not paying into the system in the same way that they should be. The people that are employing them are also exploiting the system. They're taking advantage of it. And also, I'm sure that there are hardworking illegal aliens. Sure, of course that happens. But just because somebody worked hard, there's a lot of people that work hard at their job, and their job is breaking mirrors off of cars and stealing and selling the mirrors. Just because somebody works hard at something doesn't mean that it necessarily is good. It's dishonest. Yes, a dishonest under the table work. Exactly. What idiot assumes they're good people whenever they don't have any way to document or tell who they are? Yeah, I think so. And I like Bill, but he's losing on this one. Well, I think that, again, some people don't like the idea of going and arresting everybody at Home Depot. I think it's great. I do. I think it's great. I think get every single one of them with nobody left behind. You know, get every single one of them, deport all of them. I do not think that they are a net positive for society. And I think that the more that we remove, the more that we can see that automation is absolutely necessary. No exceptions. No exceptions. Absolutely not.
Zero.
Yep, fish where the fish are. That's right. Yep, gotta catch them all.
Overseas.
Absolutely. And yeah, no illegal left behind. That's right.
Oh boy.
If you hire all Americans, will Home Depot at Home Depot,
oh
will the
boy.
prices follow? if the prices
go,
go
fatty.
up massively, then I think that we need to look
go,
at that
fatty.
as its own independent problem, rather than hoping to put a band-aid over it by exploiting an underclass of people. I think that exploiting an underclass of people is not the way that you should solve that problem. So yeah, I think that in some cases the prices will go up, and I think that yes, it's obviously, it's very true that a percentage and a part of America has experienced a larger amount of luxury and privilege because of the exploitation of third world laborers that are here illegally. This is absolutely true. But removing them is not only the ethical thing to do, but it's also the logical thing to do. Having an underclass of people that don't have workers' compensation, they don't have rights, they don't have social security, they don't have any form of representation, they don't have any, type of resolution to anything bad legally that happens to them. They can't do anything. And so there's a broken system. Yeah, it's not slavery, but it's a level of control that is problematic. So yeah, it keeps wages down, exactly. Doesn't mean the guy at Home Depot is, doesn't mean the guy at Home Depot isn't a child molester, rapist, murderer. That's the point. We don't know who these people are. They came here illegally. That's true. Yeah, some of these people, and also some people can work and they can also be bad people at the same time. Yeah, nobody cares about ethical. They care about low prices. Well, I don't really care a whole lot about ethical either, but and if it wasn't really that, I mean, this is why, we have tons of things that are unethical, like phones, for example. Like, who cares? I don't see people turning in their smartphones because they're made from cobalt mines that children had to farm. But at the same time, you have these people in the country, and they're a huge strain on the system. Like, again, anybody who lives in a city knows that in any of the cities and the areas where these people are shitholes. They are, every single time. So if these people have a positive net impact to the environment and to the country, then why is it that every single place that they're at is awful? I wonder. It's because they don't. And they have tons of family members and people like that come in that are all getting government assistance. Absolutely fucking not. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's so weird. Yeah, absolutely not. Because they can only afford to live in poor areas. Yeah, because they're not making a lot of money. Emergency services, schools, resources, housing, and jobs is impacted by a bunch of people who shouldn't be here. Yeah, exactly. Even traffic. Think about that. And so anyway, let's go back. I will get a few more of these here. But anyway, I will, oh Jesus Christ, bro. Like, there's these crash outs are insane.
It's too far away.
This is bad. Oh my God, traffic? Yeah, of course.
You want me to go to jail? You want me to go to jail?
No, they don't want you to go to jail. You do. You want to go to jail. You want to go to jail so bad. You really want to go to jail. She loves jail. Oh, shit, damn. Oh, my God. Oh. Yep. Give me my money. Give me my money. Yep. Look at. She's going for the lifesavers. Damn. For 10 minutes. Jesus. I don't know what the music is. I got no idea. Oh my God. Throwing everything on the ground. Yikes. We need to reopen the asylum. We have.
I'm out of range.
Guys, we have to do this. But I'm telling you guys, like, this is bring back exile? Yeah, I mean, it's on wild. Not a single shred. How did not a single shredded glass hit her? It probably did, honestly. But yeah, I feel so bad for the employees. Yeah, I guess so. Most cardos she's done in decades. Exactly. Nobody can comment on her territories. I mean, she probably it's maybe near a beach. I mean, who cares? But anyway, that's really what's going on here. They wouldn't get the content. Yeah, true. She doesn't need an asylum. She needs back camp. Well, it's the same thing. People are too fucking comfortable. Exactly. And bro, some of y'all say some crazy. Is this a natural catastrophe? guys, it's just, look at this. Who does this shit? And like, the thing is that people like this, you let them do this shit, and what they're gonna end up doing is they're gonna ruin their whole fucking life. They are one-shotting their entire life by doing this. And I feel bad. I really do, because like, really, people think that they're being, you know, like fucking empathetic by letting these people crash out publicly. It's not empathetic at all. This is a huge problem. It's a massive problem. There's no beach in Oakland. This is a red light district? I have no idea. Yeah, one less crazy on the street. Yeah, I know. Speedrunning to bad ending. Oh, this is a whole lot.
We're protesting against this place, the Drip Cafe, because it is run and funded by a homophobic church. They put on their website that one of their 7 core beliefs is that they believe homosexuality is a sin punishable by death. So we think that's bogus and that's bullshit, and we're out here to protest them and tell them to get the hell out of our neighborhood. We're protesting.
Man. And so, yeah, things are getting pretty crazy. They really are. And, yeah, it's wild. One video after another. Yep, there's one video after another. There's more and more and more of these. So I went and I wanted to show you guys, this is pretty much where things are right now. And, oh, this is in Philadelphia.
Oh, damn.
You dead?
Yeah, your head was in the ground, sis.
Yep.
You gonna be alright?
You got the Nevrons. You see him?
Laid out like that.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. You got the fence?
Sleeping? Just check. No,
he's sleeping. Yeah, no, he's fine. He's good. He's not dead yet.
He's fine.
Look at, bro, look at this. Look at this. Oh my god.
Fuck is that? Regen, Anacoin, Gelastones.
What is this shit?
How much was it?
Damn.
What the fuck was that?
Is it Zombie Town? Yeah, look at him. Yep. Wake up. Wake up. Hey. You disconnected. I mean, it's got to be like it is actually like they control.
Man.
You need help?
Jesus.
Tweaking.
God damn, bro. Like, this shit is just... This is just too much. This zombie land? Yeah, I know. And I don't know what to do, man. Like, this is crazy. It's insane to me that people think it's like it's a good thing, right? It's a good thing that they do this. And it's all by design. I guess so, right? It's amazing how many people are constantly tying their shoes there. Yeah, it really is. It's Trank. I do mission work up there on and off. Yeah, they got to find the people that are selling this shit and get rid of them.
Trank?
It's insane that they even let this shit happen. Like, these people, they like... I don't understand like the mindset that people have where it's like this is what like this right here, but if you see something like this and you think to yourself this is fine, the real reason why I think it's a problem is that some of these people go and they cause problems for other people, and it's a huge issue. And also, like, I don't think that there should just be like fucking living corpses sitting around in the fucking public park. It's sad. Yeah, it is. It's NAS. This is what empathy for drug abuse looks like. I guess so. There needs to be involuntary commitment. Yeah, no, I think so. That's what I would do. I would just round them all up, put them in a rehab or something like that, get rid of them. And so, yeah, it's an ongoing problem here since I can remember. China's supplying the fentanyl. No, it's not even about that. You could have all the fentanyl in the world, and if people choose to use it, if people don't want to use it, they're not going to have it. That's the issue, right? The issue is that it just keeps happening in general, and people put up with it. That's really where things are going. That's really where the problem is. So, anyway, so, there's a new church.
Church?
New church. Let's go ahead and listen to the new church.
Christchurch senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. And I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his...
This is going to get way bigger, by the way. Way bigger. Like right now, you're seeing the first 10%.
New church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Isn't it crazy that the guy that has tattoos on himself from the Crusades wants the country to be a Christian nation again? I would have never predicted that.
Oh, I don't want that one.
Who could have ever known?
Oh, but what if you never die? That's the thing.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim.
Let me try that.
Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
But you said...
I told y'all it's coming back. I told y'all this is what's going to happen.
Oh,
I've been
what the fuck
saying
is all this?
over and over and over. This is the angle that I think a lot of people are going to start using in order to push religious messaging and to push for a more homogenous culture. Is that they're going to do it through religion.
Earlier that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your
Absolutely.
Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means.
Not by peaceful means. Not by peaceful means.
Wow.
You don't. You only. The window has not shifted enough for you to say what you really think. But, you know, that'll change.
By sharing the gospel, there's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians.
That's right.
Parishioners of his church, known as
Christian nationalism, is going to be probably one of the fastest growing groups of people in the next 5 and 10 years.
Why?
And I think that it's going to be adopted primarily by young people and Zoomers.
Zoomers.
Kirkers own and operate several businesses downtown, next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true,
Why did he yell boo? Because it's
because of me.
because of you.
Yeah. Oh, you had it. There you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
No.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind.
This was retweeted by the Secretary of Defense,
too long.
saying all of Christ for all of life. I don't sound so crazy anymore whenever I say that the 19th Amendment is going to be a conversation for do I? I
How did
told
you
you.
just fucking die that quick?
Yep.
Let's do Deathbringer.
The people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's
Well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue?
No,
For you?
no, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Friends, along with their 4
Not automatically an issue, but it will be.
Let's keep a strategy in mind for the next fight.
Yeah. I'm going to be CEO of a company. You're going to be CEO of the kitchen. Just the way it is. Why is this a problem for Christians? I think that people feel more comfortable criticizing Christianity versus criticizing Islam because, number one, Islam is seen as a foreign religion and Christianity is a domestic religion, and also it's because of race politics. It's because Christianity is primarily a white person religion and Islam is not. That's the reason why. Those are two of the main reasons.
Kids moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no. In the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
going to say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes.
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastor.
This is the reason why a lot of young people aren't supporting Trump. It's because he's not conservative enough. Yeah. Biggest L ever, religion should not substitute secular law. I'm not a big fan of being ruled by religion either. I think that most people, I am a Reddit atheist, okay? So I agree with you in a lot of these viewpoints, but I'm telling you where things are going.
Pastors Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's your wife doesn't want to vote for the same?
Right.
Why would you even ask this? You know what the answer is. You know what just say it.
Person is you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say.
You see, they're still trying to play by the old rules. That's it. These worthless men are the reason why sexist women exist. I think that you are in for a very, very bad next 10 years. Probably next 20 years.
Come on.
You're in for a really bad time.
That they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
They going all the way. Oh shit.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church,
Right.
it's all
guys.
men.
Yeah.
Oh no, the patriarch.
Yeah. Congratulations, Karen. You just figured that out.
Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and in government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Yeah, 12 disciples.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
Of course they're concerned.
Bad time.
I bet they are. Yep.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has
He is.
hundreds of churches established around the country.
Yep.
I need a target.
These people have no idea where things
They
are going.
actually literally wanted to.
They have no idea what's going on here. This is a consensual situation. The end result of this is that it will not. Equip it. And let's wait. For now.
Take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration, with a newly created faith office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Cain, and people seen right outside the White House entrance praying and speaking in tongues.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
How precious!
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth.
I'm out of range.
This is exactly what I expected. Yep.
Some of this shit.
Yeah, if you had told me that, again, the guy with a bunch of tattoos from the Crusades would be doing this, I would immediately believe it. Yep. And before people start calling him the Antichrist, you're oppressive if people don't expect a counterswing. I think that a lot of people view, and this is the reason why I think that it's happening. I think that it's happening primarily because they see encroaching religions, primarily Islam, taking hold in European countries, and I think that Americans are looking to inoculate themselves from that happening in America. And the way that they see that working is by taking on Christian nationalism as an oppositional perspective to Muslim nationalism or Islamic nationalism. And I think that's definitely what's happening here. And so these are people primarily who, I don't know if all of them necessarily believe everything in the Bible, but what I think that they do believe is that they want to be told what to do based off of the Bible and not the Quran. And I think that whenever you look at the way that the demographics have changed and the laws have changed in Europe, I think that many Americans see that and they don't want to see that happen here. That's the main reason why it's happening. It's self-preservation. Yes, it is. No one's telling them to do that, though. Well, I think that that's the perspective, right? The perspective is that a lot of these people, this is the outlook that a lot of them have, is that they're worried that if another religion comes into America and it creates enough of a power structure that it will effectively exercise its will over the people and it will supersede the existing laws. And they look at things like existing blasphemy laws and things like this that are being added in the UK or in Europe, and they see that and they say, oh, well, if these people can live on their own, why are they trying to change the laws and make people tell what to do? Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? So why do we have to swap pussy Karens from Christ Karens? Because, again, and I think that it's a lesser of two evils. That's the way that they see it, and that's the way a lot of people see it. Islam places more limitations on women than Christianity ever did. I don't care about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way that people think and how they're evaluating this and where this impulse is coming from. And if you can't see this happening, I think that you're very delusional. I think that you're not paying attention, and I think that you're intentionally blind. This is where things are going, and I think it's going to become more and more extreme. And as religion, and also here's another reason too, is that the lack of a global culture, right? Or sorry, a national culture. Like America had a much more homogenous national culture, even whenever I was a kid versus now. I think there's a lot of people that want to go back to that, and they see that one of the vehicles of going back to that is religion, and that's primarily Christianity here in America. And so that's the reason why it's happening. That's where it's going. Keep religion out of politics. Here's the problem. And you can debate whether this is true or not, but I'm telling you this is what people believe. People don't want to keep religion out of politics out of a very, very simple thing, that other people won't keep their religion out of politics. So they view this as you don't want to bring a knife to a gunfight. You see what I'm saying? Religion is politics. Yes, exactly, right? And so anyway, USA doesn't have kings, exactly. And so that's really what it is, and vice versa, exactly. And so, yeah, it's reactionary. It is in a lot of cases. Denmark banned the burqa. Have you seen that? Yeah, I did see a little bit of that. It's not impossible to keep religion out of politics. People just don't want to. Well, do you think 9/11 may have had an impact on this?
Oh, of course it did. It absolutely did.
Of course.
They'll never be using that move.
Wilson's highest level connection to the administration.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
Wilson's influence spans the globe with more than 150 churches. Linux Kalafungwa moved to Moscow from Africa.
It's really because I wanted to be a part of a community that was doing something, and especially in building Christian institutions.
Are there other black families in this community?
Oh, absolutely.
What a weird, especially that name. Like, that's an African name. Christianity is massive in Africa. Now, the type of Christianity that's in Africa isn't the same as like Orthodox Christianity or like, you know, Catholicism. It's not directly the same, but it's similar. Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, it's huge.
There's a few black families.
Wilson maintains all are welcome to his church, but he's also not shying away from his past controversial statements on race.
Do you still?
I would have never guessed. Wow.
Believe what you said back in the 90s that there's a mutual affection between master and slave?
Yes, it depends on which master, which slave you're talking about. Slavery was overseen and conducted by fallen human beings, and there were horrendous abuses, and there were also people who owned slaves who were decent human beings and didn't mistreat them. I think that system of chattel slavery was an unbiblical system, and I'm grateful it's gone.
What he also wants gone?
I told you guys.
Jesus.
I told you.
Same-sex marriage, because he thinks
man. Remember what I said before about how people are going to become slaves again? There's no such thing as ethical slavery. Okay.
homosexuality is a crime.
In the late 70s and early 80s, sodomy was a felony in all 50 states. That America of that day was not a totalitarian hellhole.
So you would like America to go back to that?
Yep.
Wilson maintains his ultimate goal is to bring about the
Yep, that's it. That's the goal.
Are you shitting me?
the second coming of Christ through his work, and rejects critics' claims he's trying to make the dystopian world of The Handmaid's Tale a reality.
I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a misogynist.
How far off do you see a Christian nation, like a full-on Christian theocracy?
Oh,
15 years away.
250 years?
250 years.
Yeah, honestly, that's yes.
What you see. But you do think it will happen?
Yes, I do. We're not going to usher in anything ourselves. We're really genuinely pioneers.
I think it'd be 50. 250 is a long time. Not a chance, 0%. Well, anyway, so this is the new guy. This guy pretending people aren't doing sodomy just because it was illegal. Yeah, but it's like they weren't able to do it publicly, and it was controlled, and people weren't able to express themselves in the same way. So I do think that's a pretty big difference. Let me see if I can pull up a few more of these here. And here's another one. Pete Hegseth gives a... Well, let's just see what he does.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Mr. Hegseth, do you think the Muslim Brotherhood should be designated as a terrorist organization?
I told you guys that's the reason why it's happened. That's it. You think so? Yep. Again, it's a shock that the guy with Crusader tattoos, really would think that, isn't it? Who could have ever believed this?
Who'd have thought?
So you just think they're meant to have babies? That's
Well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and
Well, this is the same one. I was seeing if there was another one here, but let's see if I can find it. Pete Hegseth shares a clip saying women shouldn't have the right to vote. The 19th Amendment should be repealed, and women should have to submit to their husbands. All of Christ for all of life. The United States Secretary of Defense just promoted a clip calling for women to lose their right to vote. Yep. Keep in mind, I just want to remind you guys, it's not even 1 year. It has not even been 1 year. Wow. And so, bro, no, what the fuck? That's scary. I didn't say I support it. I'm just saying this is where I think things are going. I think women should be able to vote. I don't see that as being a problem. I think that people, I would, if I could push a button, I would restrict voting to land ownership. I would. And home ownership. Or a certain amount of income. I'd do it. I know, it sounds crazy. I would immediately do it. And so, yeah, you know, disenfranchise 80% of the population, that's a good start to me. So anyway, Tisk, what a Nepo heaven. Oh, I understand. There's always going to be problems, and there's going to be people voting that shouldn't be voting. It's about averages. But anyway, so yeah, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, just stick around. You'll hear something better.
They'll maybe use
And that's, yeah, don't worry. Like, I've got plenty more that are even better than that. And so anyway, yeah, that's definitely not even, that's not even my top 10. And so anyway, I'm shocked you foretold. No, I told you women's rights and slavery in 6-bit. The thing is that the reason why, and let me go back and I'll explain this. How was I able to know this was going to happen?
Yeah, bitch.
I'll tell you how. It's really just real simple. Because this is the way that things were, and people want things to go back to the way that they were. That's the reason why. It's that simple.
Millie?
And so they will throw the baby out with the bathwater, and they will make decisions based off of that. Pretty much no one actually owns the land that they have the deed to. Ultimately, the government owns it. Well, then homeownership. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you clearly know what I'm talking about, right? And so isn't that just feeding the existing class war? Yeah, I would say so to a certain extent. But, yeah. Shouldn't have shut in the bath then? Well, that's it. And I totally agree. There's way too many voters that have no clue what they're doing, especially here in the EU. Because the U.S. is a Christian-founded country. Well, either way, all I'm saying is that this is the reason why I was able to predict that. And also because, really, this is the way it's usually been. Historically, this is always the way it's been. So a lot of people are upset about this. And what is this here? Doug Wilson. I'll see if there's any more comments about him.
Right up the middle.
Ivory Tower take. Housing market's in shambles now, and none of the next generation can afford a home. Nobody can afford a home. Yeah, I know. You're saying that as if like that's not the intention. The entire goal is to disenfranchise a lot of stupid young people. That's the goal. That's the whole point. Duh. Fucking obviously. Like, yeah, of course. Yeah, why? Because they're stupid. Like, what do you think? It's that simple. Anyway, my point is though, about this is that this is going to be the next very, very massive thing that's going to be happening in the country.
Where is he?
And pay attention, because you're going to see more and more people that are in positions of power that are adopting and playing footsie with this ideology, and eventually somebody will decide to turn it into a law. And I think it's going to happen in 5 years. Probably less. But it's true, they're misguided and uninformed. A lot of them have more life experience. Yes, definitely. The Democrat pastor talked about how Christian nationalism is destroying the U.S. Well, I have no idea what that is. You'd have to link it to me and I could find it. And state level first or straight to federal. They'll probably get straight federal. You'll probably get another U.S. Civil War. I don't really think so. I don't think that there is enough power on the other side to really stop it. And I think that you're not going to get... The difference is that in the Civil War, one of the very big differences is that the power that militias in the South had versus the federal government in the North was pretty symmetrical. Now you have such an asymmetrical power imbalance between the federal government and the military and an average group of people, it's not even remotely close. And so there's no way to even change things at all. Yeah, as mentioning this shit, yeah, exactly, right? It's just that simple. Not home ownership, but some sort of test. Well, I would be fine. Like, all I'm saying is that I would do whatever I could to keep the women are kind of people are the kind of people that people come out of. I don't know what that is exactly. What is this here? Let's see if we can find any more of this here. And is this the same comment? No, it's something different. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be the new normal. Yep, and if you say renters can be considered proprietary owners, maybe it depends. Like, I don't know. I'd rather just be able to do a test, but I feel like a test would always be biased. But yeah, anyway, that's where things are going. And I think that, again, there are people who are unhappy about this. They don't like this. But I do think this is really where things are going to go.
Treasure close by.
And if you look at how the country was founded and ran for centuries, it's not hard to see who's going to destroying the U.S. Well, I don't know about that. I think a lot of people are, right? The thing about unpopularity of religion being involved in government is that only one side is willing to fight for their beliefs, and it's not the non-believers. Yeah, I think that generally extremism wins because of that reason, absolutely. So yeah, it's that simple. And people said that Project 2025 was going to come. Yeah. I remember, do y'all remember after the election, where like everybody's like, okay, now can we just start doing Project 2025 now? Yeah, it's that simple. I'll be right back.
Come on.
The fuck?
It's too far away. I don't have a target. I'm out of range. Using that move. I got the dodge.
All right, I'm back. Calm down. Settle down. Shut the fuck up. Give me a minute. All right. Let's see where we're at. Somebody made a comment. I wanted to read it. Don't you think the working class has the power to ruin the business class? No, working class is stupid. They'll be manipulated every single time. They're stupid. Ruling class will just pay them to kill. They'll pay half of the working class to kill the other half of the working class. It's happened every single time in history. That's the truth. You might not like the truth, but it's the truth. Yeah, and what the fuck you got? No, I'm just saying, right? And but would non-voters be justified in killing voters? I don't know. It depends on if you can hold them accountable or not, doesn't it? And that's what I'm saying, is that when you have the ability to kill somebody else, it doesn't matter who's justified or not. If you can do it, you're in control. That's it. Yeah, I'm not killing anyone. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Yeah, truth hurts. But that's what matters. Anyway, look at this. The British government literally just announced they're deporting every foreign nation in prison. Well, let's see this. The public is ready for remigration. Oh boy.
The public are ready. They are absolutely sick and tired of immigration, and they want the immigrants to go home. This is what YouGov polling is broadly telling us. And if there's one thing you can be sure of, if YouGov are vaguely pointing in the right way, that means that the public are heavily in favour of it, and YouGov are underreporting it. Because YouGov have a notorious for having sort of left them slant because it's self-selected online polling.
Yep.
But it is quite broad, and they do poll quite a lot. And as you can see,
it's a
people
lot.
are just sick of it. Do Brits think immigration has been too high or too low in the last 10 years?
73%.
Oh, 3/4 of people are like, oh, too high. Just flat too high. Not about right, not don't know, too high. And the people who think it's been too low, 5%. And only 13% think about that. People know exactly what the problem is. There's just been way too much immigration. Moreover, has it been good or bad for the Britain? Mostly bad for the country, say,
man, look at those numbers. I love how also the don't knows, don't give a fuck, I'm just here to grill, has stayed the same. That 7% literally does not fucking care.
Half of all people. And another quarter say, well, it's been a bit good and a bit bad. And only 17% like, well, mostly good.
Yeah.
Like, the numbers are in, the question has been answered. People are sick of it. People are not happy with how it has gone. Now, what is important to remember is that people are not really very aware of just how immigration actually works in this country. And there's been another wonderful set of polls done by YouGov here that show that not only are people completely in favour of remigration, as in literally half the population is just at the point, no, just they need to go.
Yeah, they're just going to send them all back. That's really what the difference is. The public support for large-scale removals of migrants. Yep. Public attitudes towards immigration are heavily influenced by the belief that most migration to the UK is illegal. Yeah.
Half the population. But they don't even know how they're getting it. And so we'll go through this.
Nobody cares.
Public attitudes towards immigration are heavily influenced by the belief that most immigration to the UK is illegal. Yeah, so they massage the data a little bit on this, and we'll go through it in a second. But when the basic question is asked, do you want a large decrease in the number
45% of Britons say they would support an immigration scenario where no new migrants were admitted and large numbers of recent migrants were required to leave. Man.
Migrants allowed to come to the UK, but still allowing some to come. You've got 42% who somewhat support, 14% who strongly support. So that's pretty good. 66% of people.
And by the way, somebody said I predicted this. Anybody could predict this. If you didn't think this was going to happen, you're stupid. Like, I'm not smart because I predicted this. People are stupid because they couldn't. This was so obvious it was going to happen.
Sorry, 50% people who are like, yeah, just massive reduction. And then you have 12%. No, 16% who somewhat oppose that, and 16% who strongly oppose that. But when you ask, admitting no more new migrants and requiring large numbers of migrants who came in recent years to leave, a quarter of people just like, yep, strong support, strong support.
Get them out.
Now that, in and of itself, is probably enough, right? You could easily build a coalition around it.
Yes, you
so
could.
You've got the no more migrants.
And I think this is one of the big reasons why it's growing is that for a long time, social media and media in general was very controlled. And now that media isn't even nearly as controlled as it was, these people are realizing that they have the power of consensus, which is creating a snowball effect for this movement. Because now you have a tremendous amount of people that are realizing that, wait a minute, actually we are the majority, actually we can push for this, actually we can make change. And as soon as people realize that they're the majority, the amount of fighting that they will do will like quadruple. Like it will go up by a massive amount. They just took full control of the internet though? Exactly. And now that they don't have that control, now you see people talking about this. How many people voted for this? Well, I mean, a lot of people still support it.
And we're going to make the ones who came here like in the last 10 years or whatever, they're going to go
out of this.
Right, that's a quarter of the electorate you've already won over.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that Saul Alinsky explains in Rules for Radicals. If you have a single issue party, then it will only get that percentage of people who care about that single issue.
Yes.
And in most times and places, you don't get an issue that is this polarizing either.
Yes.
So what you need to do is expand it to people who, for them, it's not a primary issue, but if you get another issue that they are concerned about, well then that adds to the coalition that you're going to build in order
Exactly.
to win.
Yeah, it's like people that are against rapes, the rape gangs, people that are working illegally, jobs that are being taken by foreigners. There's a lot of like kind of knock-on effects of allowing a bunch of migration like they have done. And I think that the real way that you bring people over to your side is you explain those second-order effects.
In a popular mandate. Now, in this country, you only need about 35% of the public to vote for you, and you've got a government that has the entire parliament and controls enough seats to control parliament and form a government. So you can do as you please. So that is bloody close. But then you've also got the 19% who somewhat support this.
Sure.
And so if the options on the table, if you can boil down the argument, the public debate, to are we going to have more immigrants or not,
We are the
45% of people are going to come down on the not side.
That's a no Peruski.
Like, that's pretty staggering. And the thing is,
It's a no
you're only going
bueno.
to get one party brave enough to
bueno.
do this, right? Reform will never sign up to this. The Conservatives will never sign up to this. Labour and the Lib Dems and the Greens and Jeremy Corbyn's Jezbollah, they're all on the other side of this. Now, on the other side of this, you have 26% who strongly oppose this, which is about, the same.
And this is the one thing that I think a lot of British people need to contend with. They need to come to the realization that a tremendous amount of the people in their country want mass immigration and mass migration to continue. They think that it is the morally right thing to do because they've been guilted into it through propaganda, through messaging, through some other type of like issue. Yeah, there is a huge amount of people that support this. They're traitors. Well, you can call them whatever you want. But what I'm saying is that there's a lot of, I think, British people, and this is true in America too, that there's like a imaginary consensus on the other side that, oh, nobody actually wants this. That's not true. And as soon as you can address the people that actually do want it and see it for what it is, then you can fight against it in a way that's effective.
And 18% who are somewhat opposed, which is about the same. So
That's my point.
You do have a number.
Just
on
means
that
we gotta
side.
go back.
However, what you have is that number split into a plurality of parties. Again, you'll have Labour, Conservative, Reform, Greens, Jezbollah, and whatever else sucking up those votes. So if the right wing can get a single solid
I'm British, and I think you're far from right on that. I mean, this is just a poll.
Means we gotta go back.
However,
Maybe
what you have is that number.
I can only read the poll and see what it says. And also, like, I see there's a lot of counter protests for migration protests as well. Right? I mean, there are a lot of counter protesters that are out there. I don't know how you can't see that.
Party that is just rock solid on the get rid of migrants, well, that gives them one place to go. But that is staggering. That 45% of people are like, yeah, no more migrants, and the ones that here can just leave, right? And then when you water this down, having a neutral net migration, 1 in, 1 out, only 10% are strongly in favour of that. 32% somewhat in favour.
Yeah.
But it's much more tepid, much less interesting. Only 10% are strongly in favour of that.
I think this is the this is one of the
much
things
more tepid,
that I think is a very this is a very important part, is that the most extreme viewpoint has a massive amount of people that are on both sides of it. That is like a very heightened level of polarization.
Levels remaining as they are, only 22% of people are in favour of that, and almost everyone else is like 41%. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Almost half the population.
Yeah. The other 23%, you've got 64% of people who are just like, no, absolutely not. 2/3 of people just like, no, we can't go on as we are. And then the idea of an increase in the number of migrants, well, you've got 76% of people who are just 3/4 of people are just not in favour of this at all.
That's a no.
So you can see how the public find this and what their opinions are. They are not in favour of it. In fact,
what a surprise!
A really large percentage of them are just completely okay with it. And even those who somewhat oppose it, how much? I mean, somewhat oppose. What does that mean? Are they going to do anything? It's only the sort of 26%.
They'll generally probably, I think those people will probably come over to the, I think that in time you will see more and more people coming over to the anti-migration side as more of the crimes and things like that are discussed online. And that's the reason why they're doing the Safety Act. It's to prevent people from discussing it.
Labour votes, who are going to be
they don't want people
properly against
talking
that.
about it.
But this is the key part,
Alrighty.
because there is a strong misapprehension on the nature of immigration into the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
Because when people are asked, they think that migration into Britain is about 70,000 a year. In fact, one of the main problems is the public's perception of immigration on the ground does not line up with what they believe immigration actually to be. And this is something that we need to do a much better job of educating people on. For example, this is from 2022. Public perception of immigration levels is wildly out of kilter with reality. When asked how many migrants entered the UK last year, this was in 2022, I believe this was published, the average estimate was only 70,000, almost 10 times less than the actual level of net migration.
Well, that's because they're intentionally trying to mislead the people that are voting. There is a deliberate disinformation campaign in order for people to think that this problem isn't as big as it is. The same thing is happening in the United States with illegal immigration. Yeah, the exact same thing's happening. So, and you can see also, like, in terms of, like, perceptions, etc., it's bullshit. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they're lying. They're lying to people to make them think that it's not a big deal until it's too late.
17 times lower than the
Yes.
gross migration of 1.2 million. That's the same, by the way. That hasn't changed. Last year, up until the middle of 2024, people still it was still 700,000 plus net that were allowed in, 1.12 million or something that were allowed in total.
Jesus.
And so, if people only think it's 70,000, then they are massively
They're misled.
outside of the loop on
Yeah,
what
they
is
don't know what's going
actually
on.
happening to their country.
I don't get why so many governments are acting against the interests of their own people. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why. I think that this is mainly a problem in Western countries, and I think the reason why is because of race politics. The only countries that really have these problems are white countries.
And the thing is, again, other surveys. This is a
If you
survey
look at
from
it, it's the same
last
thing
month.
everywhere.
To the best of your knowledge, which type of immigration accounts for the largest number of people coming
Social
to the
media
UK each
guilt?
year?
Yeah.
And
668.
a quarter of people think it's refugees and asylum seekers on small boats.
662
That's not
adventure,
true.
though.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like 50,000.
No, everywhere. I don't know. I don't think China has these problems. I'm pretty sure like a lot of the Middle East doesn't have these problems. They just don't even let anybody in. I'm pretty sure a lot of places in
662.
South America maybe don't have these problems, but I'm not really too sure about
No,
that.
it's a 665.
Japan does. Well, I think that Japan is beginning to have this problem, but not really. I don't think that they really, in a genuine way, do.
Speed,
India, I don't know if India
24
does or
stamina.
not. But I think that there is a unique guilt. There is a unique guilt culture that's taught in at least a lot of the Western countries, especially to white people. And I think that that's the reason why this messaging is so much more effective here than it is in other countries. We don't have that problem in South America. Yeah, I'm just not sure.
Everybody likes speed.
How many come each year? That's way too many. There's something like 180,000 of them in the country. That's way too many, obviously. But that's over the course of about 7 years. Right? That's actually a tiny drop in the bucket. That's actually a really small number.
Yeah,
The next one, refugees and asylum seekers in general. No, not at all.
Right,
Economic
what's
migrants, that's a huge percentage. International students, that's a huge percentage.
Sure.
Family migrants, that's a huge percentage. Each of these
8 of 8.
is more than all of the small
678.
boats and asylum seekers that have arrived in the last
671.
decade in themselves.
Yeah, sure.
That's
Oh.
the overwhelming majority.
Straight haste.
And yet the British public
Strength.
just have no idea.
Strength is 5.
Just have no, and that's each year. Each year, about 250,000 economic
Not even
migrants,
gonna
about
bother.
250,000
Not
international
even
students,
gonna
about
bother.
300,000 dependents we allow into this country each
668.
year. Way more than the boat migrants. But because the boat migrants dominate the headlines, because there is an intrinsic injustice in allowing these people in.
Well, it's the spectacle of it. I think that's the reason why. Watching the boat migrants is the most interesting thing to watch, so that's the main thing that they're going to be talking about, obviously.
And putting them up in hotels.
Yeah, it's common
this
sense.
dominates the public's perception of reality. So they are literally so far out of whack that they have no idea what is going on in this country. Anyway, going back, you get again
15.
on this survey, back to the YouGov survey. They say, well, I mean,
Upgraded
surely
to nothing.
the migrants here are
15,
staying illegally,
30.
and that's not true. they think
30 in
do you think there are more immigrants staying in the UK legally?
I think that right now there is still the conversation around illegal people, but I think that where things are going to shift, and this is especially true as Europe becomes more radicalized, I think that they're going to just want to get rid of all of them, period. They're going to want to deport them even if they are legally there.
75.
But obviously that's not going to happen first because of a matter of priorities. And it's also like, you know, you have to take step 1 for step 5 to happen. This is the case with any political ideology, is that at the beginning, that's what it's going to be. Deport? Yeah, deport, exactly. And so that's really what I'm saying in general.
71,
You can't change it to acknowledge?
75.
Yeah, sure. UK laws are changing, definitely. It's already about immigration in general in most European countries. Yeah, and I think it will be about, well, the difference is that where I think things are going to go is that, again, like with the boats thing, I've said that the position that people have right now is stop the boats. I think the position that people will go to is sink the boats. I think that this will also happen with immigration in general, is that as things become more extreme and more problematic and the country over there becomes more destabilized, what's going to end up happening is that it's not going to be enough for those people to just simply stop illegal migration. They're going to also remove legal migrants and legal immigrants that live there at that point. That's where I think things are going.
662.
Or illegally, out of all people, 32% think more staying illegally than legally. That's a third of the population who just have no idea the scope of the problem.
Yeah.
And when that you boil that down to those who want large
I think
numbers,
that you're confusing asylum with legal immigration. Governments granting asylum to everyone and making them legal doesn't mean it isn't a problem. I don't think that people care about that distinction. I know what that distinction is, but I don't think that it's relevant.
to leave, those people think most of them are illegal. And it's like, no, you are wrong. The problem is mostly legal migration, frankly, by a long way, an absolutely gargantuan way, frankly. Now, they then go on for a long time in this to continue to sort of massage the data and make a few assumptions out. In fact, they'll tell us, if the British public dramatically overestimate the number of illegal migrants to the UK to the extent that they think that most migrants are here illegally, then the possibility arises that, in reality, those who support removals don't want to see the bulk of migrants removed. And they go through a bunch of things that would crack open the possibility of that being the case. But of course, they can't say definitively that that is the case, which is why they say, well, it's the possibility.
Totally fucking delusional.
No, right. People don't know. People just don't know, and what they are seeing in front of their face when they walk down their high streets, they think, "Oh my God, look how many illegals are here." No, they're all legals. They're all legals. When you're walking down your high street, and it's completely filled with strangers that you just don't recognize, who speak languages that aren't your own, who don't speak English, they're not illegals. When you go into the NHS, and it's completely packed.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's it. Thank you for making this a public conversation, such a wide audience. Yeah, I know that a lot of people. I think that a lot of people, and especially commentators, are afraid to talk about these topics because these are very divisive topics and they get you called all of the bad names that you don't want to be called. The reality for me is that I don't really give a shit. I don't really care that much. I'll just say it and I'll do it regardless. It doesn't matter to me. And if I think this is an interesting conversation, I will have it. It's the same reason people got mad at me for watching that Nick Fuentes video. I want to say cry about it. Cry about it, get mad, make tweets about it, and I'll make content out of it, and it'll be my next video. So nothing that anybody does like that is going to have any effect on where I'm going to go or what's going to happen. Yep. That's
and you're just like, where have all these people come from? These are not English people. Why are they in the NHS? They're not illegals. They're all legals. They were all let in by successive Labour and Conservative governments. And you just think illegal because the press only really talk about the illegals because it's something, honestly, there's just no pushback, a good pushback on.
Sure.
The screeching lefties who are like, no, we need to let every unvetted man under the sun into the country and give them access to schools right near their hotels. That's not actually a good argument. And even most people on the left are kind of embarrassed by that argument.
I don't know. Yeah, sure.
They're like, yeah, okay, maybe something needs to be done about this, right? They keep raping too many children. But the main issue and the real core contention that people, when they say, I don't want any more new migrants and I want loads of them to go home, they're not thinking abstractly, oh, it's costing us £4 billion a day to put them in hotels, right? They're not thinking that. What they're thinking is, where have all these fucking weirdos come from? Where have all these strangers come from? Why are they here? Why are they wandering around our high streets? Why can't they go home?
Exactly.
And they assume they're illegal, but they're not. And so actually, instead of assuming the possibility that they don't actually want to see the bulk of migrants move, yeah, they do. They just think they just assume these people are here.
Yeah, they want to get rid of them no matter what. Them being illegal is something that's more politically correct to say, but they'll get rid of them no matter what.
It's hard for people to genuinely believe the scope of the betrayal of our governments. Right? That's what the problem is. The scope of the betrayal and the dispossession of the English from their own homelands. That's what they can't believe, and that's what they're really reacting to here. That's why they want them gone. Anyway, obviously there is only one MP who is going to do something about this.
Yeah.
Rupert tweeted, legal immigration is a bigger problem than illegal immigration. We know the illegals have to go. But what about those who have come legally?
That's 11.
That's exactly the point. That is really what people are asking for here.
Yes.
This 45%, that's what you're thinking. You are wrong on the fact that it's mostly illegals. No, it's not. It's mostly legals, and you want them gone, and you have to understand that. Again, we need to do a better job of educating people.
And this, bro, look at this guy's tweet. Well, actually, he'll probably go over it.
On the plus side,
yeah,
I mean, this is a great number. We can build on this. You know,
let me ask you something. Do you think this number is going to go up or down? What do you think? If you had to guess,
right,
one
ladies.
or another, is it going to go up? I think so.
Good start. We can build this up, and you've got Rupert goes through a bunch of points that they actually address in here, in fact, because they start breaking down the numbers, and you get some brutal numbers where just as a percentage of all Britons, people who came to the UK to claim benefits.
Yep.
So any foreigner on benefits, 38% of the people just let it go.
You gotta get out of here.